He has every reason to go home. Then a black Lexus SUV pulls up. He doesn't know it yet. Nobody told him. Nothing guaranteed him anything. He is just a man in the rain with 1,500 naira and a principal. His name was Tunde Bakare, but everyone in Ikeja knew him as Honest Tunde. At 32 years old, he rode a yellow Okada through the chaotic streets of Lagos, dodging potholes, traffic wardens, and aggressive danfo drivers. But Tunde wasn't always an Okada rider. 5 years ago, he was a bank marketer at one of the big banks on Victoria Island. He wore suits, carried a briefcase, and had big dreams. Then COVID hit. His bank started laying off staff, and Tunde was one of the unlucky ones. With a wife, Amaka, and a 2-year-old daughter, Kemi, to feed, he couldn't afford to be jobless for long. So he did what many proud Nigerian men struggle to do. He swallowed his pride and bought a used Okada with his small savings. His former colleagues laughed when they saw him. His own relatives whispered behind his back. But Tunde had a principle. No job is too small if it feeds your family with dignity. What nobody knew was that in exactly 72 hours, one passenger would change his life forever. Before we continue, if you're enjoying these stories, kindly hit the subscribe button as we post new episodes every week. Also, don't forget to like and share as your support helps us keep bringing you these relatable African stories. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., Tunde would kiss his sleeping daughter, hug his wife, and head out into the Lagos morning. His Okada, which he'd nicknamed Grace, was his office, his business partner, and sometimes his enemy when it broke down. Tunde, Tunde, his neighbor, Mama Ngozi, would call him every morning. Abeg, drop me for shoddy, I go pay you later. And every time, Tunde would say yes, knowing later might never come. His wife would complain, Tunde, why you dey do free transport for this compound? Now only you get Okada, now only you be good Samaritan. But Tunde would just smile. Amaka, the Bible says we should help our neighbors. God go provide. Amaka would kiss her teeth in frustration. She loved her husband's good heart, but sometimes she wished he was a little less generous. Their daughter needed new shoes. The rent was increasing. They were barely surviving on what he made, about 15,000 naira on a good week, 8,000 naira on a bad one. One Tuesday evening, after a particularly rough day where he'd made only 3,500 naira, Tunde came home exhausted. His daughter ran to him. Daddy, Daddy, teacher said we need 5,000 naira for excursion tomorrow. Tunde's heart sank. He looked at Amaka, who looked away. They both knew he didn't have it. Kemi, baby, Daddy will talk to your teacher, okay? Maybe next time. Kemi's face fell. But Daddy, everyone is going. I don't want to be the only one left behind. That night, Tunde couldn't sleep. He lay awake wondering how much longer he could keep doing this. How much longer before his daughter started resenting him. How much longer before Amaka's patience ran out. Wednesday morning came with more troubles. Tunde's Okada had a flat tire. The repair cost him 2,000 naira, almost all he'd made the previous day. By the time he finally hit the road, it was past 10 a.m. and the morning rush was over. He parked at his usual spot near Computer Village, waiting for customers. Hours passed. Other Okada riders were getting passengers, but somehow Tunde kept getting skipped. Then the rain started. Heavy Lagos rain that turned the streets into rivers. All the riders ran to take cover under the nearby shops, but Tunde stayed by his Okada, covering it with a plastic sheet he always carried. Tunde, Tunde, abeg, come inside, now you go catch cold. I dey wait for customer, Tunde replied, squinting through the rain. The other riders laughed. Customer in this rain, now only mad person go come out for this weather. But Tunde waited and waited. His clothes were soaked, his phone had only 5% battery left, and he had made only 1,500 naira all day. At this rate, he wouldn't even have enough to buy fuel for the next day. Just as he was about to give up and go home, a black Lexus SUV pulled up beside him. The tinted window rolled down, and Tunde saw a well-dressed man in his late 50s, looking stressed. "Young man, do you know this area well?" "Yes, sir. Born and raised here, sir." "My driver just called. He can't make it to pick me up because of this flood. My meeting is in Lekki Phase 1. Can you take me?" Tunde's fat jumped. Lekki Phase 1? That was at least a 5,000 naira trip, maybe even 7,000 in this rain. "Sir, I can take you, but Okada no fit enter Lekki Phase 1. Oh. They go arrest us." The man sighed heavily. "I know, but can you take me as far as you can go? I'll find my way from there." "Yes, sir. Enter, sir." As they navigated through the flooded streets of Lagos, the man began to talk. His name was Chief Adeyemi Williams, CEO of a construction company. He was on his way to sign a 500 million naira contract, but everything was going wrong today. "Young man, what's your name?" "Tunde, sir. Tunde Bakare." "Tunde, how long have you been riding Okada?" "5 years, sir." "And before that?" Tunde hesitated. Some passengers looked down on you when they knew you used to be somebody, but something about Chief Williams made him want to be honest. "I was a bank marketer, sir, First Bank, but I lost my job during COVID." Chief Williams was quiet for a moment. "And you are not ashamed to ride Okada?" "Sir, I was ashamed for the first 6 months. I would hide when I saw my former colleagues. But my daughter needed to eat. My wife needed to pay rent. Shame cannot put food on the table, sir." Chief Williams nodded slowly, impressed by Tunde's honesty. As they rode, Tunde noticed Chief Williams kept checking his watch anxiously and making phone calls. The meeting was supposed to start at 3 p.m. It was already 2:45 and they were stuck in traffic at Aja. Then, disaster struck. A Danfo bus trying to beat the traffic swerved into their path. Tunde tried to dodge, but the Okada hit a pothole hidden under the floodwater. They both went flying. Tunde landed hard on the wet road. Pain shot through his knee. Chief Williams landed a few feet away, his expensive agbada covered in mud. Sir, you dey okay?" Tunde limped over, ignoring his own pain. Chief Williams groaned, trying to get up. His phone had cracked, his documents were scattered and wet, but what worried him most was the time, 2:50 p.m. "My meeting! I'm going to lose this contract." Tunde looked at his Okada. The front tire was damaged, the rain was still pouring, they were in the middle of nowhere and Chief Williams was about to lose a 500 million naira deal. Most Okada riders would have just collected their money and left. The bike was spoilt anyway, it wasn't their problem. But Tunde wasn't most Okada riders. "Sir, stay here, I dey come." "Where are you going?" Chief Williams called after him. Tunde ran through the rain, limping on his injured knee, until he found another Okada rider parked under a tree. Bros, abeg, I need your help." The rider looked suspiciously. "Wetin happen?" "My passenger need to reach Lekki Phase 1 urgently. My Okada don't spoil. I fit use your own. I go pay you 10,000 naira. The rider's eyes widened. 10,000 naira? You get that kind of money? Tunde didn't. He only had 1,500 naira in his pocket, but he would figure it out later. "I go pay you, I swear, just follow me come." Something in Tunde's desperate eyes made the rider believe him. They ran back to where Chief Williams was standing, looking defeated. "Sir, this my brother go take you. He go reach you there on time. I don't give him direction." "What about you? And what about your bike?" "Don't worry about me, sir. Just go. Your meeting is important." "But your bike is damaged because of me, and you're injured." "Sir, please, just go. If you miss this meeting, it go pain me past my injury." Chief Williams stared at this Okada rider who had just given up his own bike, his own passenger, and probably his own money, just to help a stranger succeed. "What's your account number?" "Sir? Give me your account number now." Tunde rattled off his GT Bank account number. Chief Williams quickly transferred 100,000 naira. "This is for your repairs and your hospital. And young man, I'm coming back for you. What's your full name and phone number?" Tunde gave him his details, not really believing anything would come from it. Rich people always say things like that. Chief Williams climbed on the other Okada and disappeared into the rain. Tunde stood there, soaking wet, knee throbbing, looking at his damaged Okada. Then he checked his phone notification. Credit alert, 100,000 naira from Adeyemi Williams. Balance, 101,500 naira. Tunde fell to his knees right there in the rain and cried. It wasn't just about the money. It was about being seen, being valued, being appreciated. 3 days passed. Tunde had used 20,000 naira to repair his Okada properly and 3,000 naira to see a doctor for his knee. He'd given Amaka 50,000 naira for the house and saved the rest. Life returned to normal, waking up early, dodging traffic, carrying passengers. But he never forgot Chief Williams. On Saturday morning, exactly 1 week after the incident, Tunde was at his usual spot when a familiar Lexus SUV pulled up. Chief Williams stepped out, but this time with another man in his suit. Tunde Bakare. Sir, Chief, you came back. I told you I would. Tunde, because of you, I made that meeting on time. I signed that contract. But more importantly, you taught me something that day. Sir, you taught me that integrity is not about how much you have. It's about who you are when nobody's watching. You could have left me there. You could have kept my money and disappeared. But you didn't. Chief Williams turned to the man beside him. This is Mr. Alkonko, my business partner. We've been looking for someone to manage our new logistics and
transportation division. Someone who knows Lagos inside out. Someone with integrity we can trust. Someone who understands hard work. Tunde's heart started pounding. Tunde Bakare, how would you like to stop riding Okada and start managing a fleet of 50 delivery bikes and vans? Starting salary, 350,000 naira per month. Full benefits, housing allowance, school fees for your daughter. Tunde couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. He just stood there, mouth open, tears streaming down his face. Is that a yes? Chief Williams smiled. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1,000 times yes, sir. Right there in front of Computer Village with other Okada riders watching, Chief Williams shook Tunde's hand. You start Monday. Bring your wife and daughter to the office. We're also setting up a scholarship fund in your name for children of commercial bike riders. You inspired this. Today, Tunde Bakare is no longer an Okada rider. He's the operations manager of Williams Logistics Limited, one of the fastest-growing delivery companies in Lagos. He manages over 200 employees and a fleet of 150 bikes and vans. But he never forgot where he came from. Every morning before work, he stops by Computer Village and gives transport money to Okada riders. He started a cooperative society that helps riders get loans to buy their own bikes. He sponsors 10 children of Okada riders through school every year. And his old Okada? He kept it, repainted it, named it Grace 2.0. It sits in his office as a reminder. When people ask him the secret to his success, Tunde always says the same thing. That rainy day, I had a choice. I could have thought about myself, my damaged bike, my pain, my loss, but I chose to think about someone else's success first. And somehow, when you genuinely help others succeed, your own success finds you. Chief Williams and Tunde became like father and son. The $500 million contract that almost didn't happen, it became a $2 billion partnership, and Tunde got promoted to Director of Operations with shares in the company. His daughter, Kemi, now 7 years old, goes to one of the best private schools in Lagos. Amaka opened a small restaurant that's thriving. They moved from that one-room apartment in Ikeja to a 3-bedroom flat in Magodo. But every Sunday, Tunde takes his family back to their old neighborhood. They visit Mama and Ngozi, who never did pay for those free rides. And Tunde still gives her free rides, but now in his Honda SUV. Tunde, you done blow, Mama and Ngozi always exclaims. And Tunde always replies with a smile. Not God, and not because I no forget where I from. But the story doesn't end there. Remember that Okada rider who lent Tunde his bike that rainy day? His name was Ibrahim. Tunde tracked him down and gave him a job in the company. Ibrahim now trains new riders and manages the bike maintenance department. The 10,000 naira Tunde promised, he gave Ibrahim 500,000 naira instead as a thank you for believing in a stranger bonus. Tunde's story went viral on social media. Newspapers wrote about him. He was invited to speak at schools and churches. Young people who felt ashamed of their small jobs started owning their hustle with pride. But what Tunde loves most is when former Okada riders come to his office to thank him. Some have become his employees. Others used his cooperative loan to start their own businesses. Mr. Tunde, they say, you showed us that our current situation is not our final destination. And that's exactly the message Tunde wants everyone to know. Your breakthrough could be hiding in your breakdown. Your promotion is wrapped inside your pain. Your testimony is waiting on the other side of your test. Tunde could have seen that rainy day as the worst day of his life. Damaged bike, injured knee, lost earnings. But he chose to see it as an opportunity to be excellent where he was. He wasn't waiting to have millions before he showed integrity. He showed integrity when he had nothing, and the millions followed. Today, when Tunde sees Okada riders in traffic, he doesn't just see commercial motorcyclists. He sees future managers, future entrepreneurs, future millionaires. Tunde's old Okada may be parked in an office now, but it still carries a message. No job is too small when done with excellence. No good deed goes unnoticed, and your breakthrough might be just one selfless act away.